That was a life changer moment when I started to think about this. I immediately saw a huge difference in my productivity. What's up, my dear friends of the world? Paul the Trombonist here, and in this video I'm going to share with you something that I learned from Tony Robbins. Whether or not you're a Tony Robbins fan or not, or if you don't know who he is, you're still going to be able to apply this into your life. And the reason is, I study from everyone, folks. I really do. And I try to absorb as much content as I can to really enhance my life. And I was on a Tony Robbins kick for a little while and just absorbing all the content that he has put out in his life, you know, motivation, finance, whatever content he had. I really just absorbed as much as I possibly could. And there was one piece of wisdom in there. There was one gem of wisdom, and what was different about this is once I applied this into my life, I was able to get about 10 times more done in the same amount of time that I previously was doing. And it was just really amazing for utilizing your time and getting more done and being more productive. It really transformed me, and I want to share it with you in this video. So by the end of the video, you're gonna have a really good understanding of how to apply this, and not only that, maybe think of it differently than you may have heard if you've already heard about this concept from Tony or from other places. And also, you definitely want to stand to the very end of the video, because Mr. Banana, if you have been coming to these videos, you know that he has the magic word of the day, and it's really important to stick to the end so you can know what the magic word of the day is, okay? So let's get started. Don't go anywhere. Tony Robbins has a lot of content out there. Whether or not you've gone through it or not, or whether or not you're a fan of it, I think you're still going to find value with what I'm about to share with you. Now, human beings are motivated by two components. First component is they're motivated by pleasure. So pleasure makes human beings take action. What's the other one? The other one is pain. Pain also motivates human beings to take action, right? Now, out of the two though, which one is the bigger motivator? Are humans more inclined to take action from pleasure, or are they more inclined to take action from pain? Now, that's a great question. Think about it. And there's been a lot of studies, but just think about it in your life and what you have dealt with. And I would say chances are that even though you're motivated by both, you're probably more motivated by pain. Am I correct on that? So how can we use that to our advantage to get more done, be more productive, and be more efficient with our lives, and to almost get more done than most people do in the same amount of time? How do we do that? Well, we can take advantage of the pain aspect. So a lot of times that we don't get motivated to accomplish something is because there's pain in taking action, right? There's pain in starting something to take action, because you're like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta set this up, I gotta do this, and then what if it doesn't work, and and then I gotta do, and then that pain sometimes stops us from taking action, and it motivates us to not take action. Does that make sense? It motivates us to not take action. So how do we do this? Well, we can just flip a switch in our brain, and it's just a really quick mental switch, and if you just switch this little switch in your brain, you can switch it around. I'm saying switch a lot because it's fun. Switch, 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 switch. Now, how do we do that? Well, if we don't think about the pain of doing the activity, but instead we step back and we think of the pain on what will happen in our lives if we don't do that activity. For example, me creating this YouTube video and videos on my channel, it takes some effort. I love doing it and everything, but there's some effort. Me setting up the camera, me thinking about some content that you'll find value in, and just kind of like going through it. All of this stuff, you know, getting the videos edited, getting everything totally dialed in for these videos, right? It's some effort. And there's a little pain involved into it. Even though it's pleasure, I enjoy doing it, it's a little pain involved in it. Well, how do I use that to my advantage? Well, I think about the pain of not doing it. Like, I want my channel to be much bigger. I want to have a bigger reach, a bigger audience. I want my message to get out more into the world. And to me, the pain of not having that is much more than the pain of just taking action to create this video. Does that make sense? And when you start to think of everything you do in your life with that perspective, then you get more motivated and you get much more accomplished. So every little aspect in your life. For trombone playing, I am a trombone player. Yes. I love practicing, but it takes a little bit of discipline. There's a little bit of pain involved in going through the exercises, setting the hours aside to put the time into the practice. There is a little bit of pain. I do enjoy it though, but there's a little bit of pain. But what's the pain of not doing it? The pain of not putting the effort into my trombone playing and my music is that I don't get to experience music at its fullest potential and really take my ability to its fullest potential in life and to become the best musician I possibly can strive to become. And to me, that is way more painful than actually spending the time to practice. Does that make sense? Are you starting to see how to apply this in your life? And you can think about it for everything. Let's say you need to organize your budgeting for the month. It's painful. You got to look at your bank statements. You got to see what you're spending money on. You got to kind of itemize it. You got to make sure your bills are good. You got to kind of like organize everything. It's painful. But what's the pain of not doing it? Your life is unorganized. You don't understand with what you're working with. You can't build financially sound umbrellas in your existence because you didn't take that little bit of pain to prevent a lot more pain. Does that make sense? So out of all of the content that I absorbed from Tony, he has a lot of great information out there. But I would say this one has the absolute most impact in my life, where I immediately saw a huge difference in my productivity and just getting much more done in a less amount of time and being more motivated. It's a huge motivator because it really puts things into perspective. So imagine that you want to get really good at something. It's a lot of pain to start that and to get implemented onto it. But what's the pain of not doing it? You don't get to experience that in your life. We're only here on a short amount of time in the world. And if we don't do it, that's much more painful to me and my own perspective. So if you just switch it, boom. And another thing I want to tell you about, this is something that I discovered when I was younger, as maybe a teenager. And really this one is so important. The hardest part about doing anything is starting it. Once you start it, the rest takes care of itself. So if you think about any activity you've ever done in your life, once you start it, it's like, oh, I just got to keep going. And it's that momentum that keeps you going, right? And a lot of the times, if you think about it in music, I always apply everything to music because I'm a musician. The hardest part about practicing is taking the instrument out of the case. That's why I always have my trombones on stands all around my place where I live, is because I know I can just pick it up, because the hardest part about practicing is just taking the instrument out of its case. And I'm a musician, but you can apply these same concepts to your whole entire life, whatever you're doing. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's pretty powerful. It really is. That was a life changer moment when I started to think about this. So start to think about anytime you feel like, oh, I gotta do this, oh, I gotta do that, oh, I gotta do this, oh, I gotta do that. Anytime those thoughts come into your mind, think about, wait, what's the pain of not doing this? And then that's really powerful. If you're new here, I want to welcome you. My name is Paul the Trombonist. I like to share little gems of wisdom I've learned in my life. I like to share my love of music with the world. I like to just really kind of help out in any way I possibly can in what you're doing by maybe providing you a faster shortcut or something, or maybe something that I say may spark some ideas with you. And if you haven't already, all I ask is that you hit the notification bell and subscribe and hit like if you found value in this. And for those that have not attended my free class on how to grow an online business doing something you love to do, that's still up here. All you gotta do is click the link in the bio. It's completely on demand, completely free. I kind of walk you through how I built my career online as a trombone player, and if you have something you enjoy doing, how you could kind of model what I've discovered after a decade of doing this. And you know, it's time, guys. It's time for the word of the day. What's the word of the day? Well, this is Mr. Banana. If you don't know Mr. Banana, we call him Banana. We call him Mr. Banana, and he's just a part of our lives. We love this guy. He's really cool. Say hello in the comments too. I will respond to him. If you take time to say hello to me, I'm going to take time to say hello to you back. Does that sound fair? All right, good. So Mr. Banana has the word of the day. What is the word of the day, Mr. Banana?
Popcorn, popping around, jumping around, popcorn.
So if you missed that, I don't know what to say. I guess you gotta watch the video again. But if you did catch what he said, it's really important to put that in the comment section, because every time you do, you know what happens? The magical powers get injected into your comment when you type in the word of the day inside the comment section. It's weird, but this is just what's been happening. It's just like one of the coolest things ever is with the magic word of the day. You say them in the comment section, some crazy stuff happens. I don't know. It's just kind of, wow, cool. just like you are. This is Paul the Trombonist.
This is the banana.
And we're wishing you a great day. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. And till the next one, you can tune a piano, but you cannot tune a fish. Or can you? Take care, my friends. Peace.